Yo, what's up YouTube? Welcome back for another video. I had a few of you subscribers say maybe I should do some videos on Kareem Abdul Jabbar. So we gonna do one. I just found this on the main channel I've been watching videos on all the time, Basketball Time Machine, hosted by Sean David. Dude is a great content creator, a great YouTuber. He has a lot of information on all these legends and stuff. And we're gonna keep rocking with his channel, man. So shout out to Basketball Time Machine by Sean David. Shout out to you, Sean, for these great videos. And we're going to get right into the video, man.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Great to have you back on the show. I'm Sean David. Thanks for tuning in. In today's episode, I want to take a look at some NBA legends giving their opinion on how good Kareem Abdul Jabbar was. And obviously, we will have a lot of old school guys, but also some guys from the 90s and early 2000s. All right, but before we start with this video, a quick shout out to my Patreons. Thanks a lot, you guys, for supporting the show. And I would say, let's get right into today's episode.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Now, the first player's opinion that we're going to take a look at is Dr. J. Julius Erving. Now, as we know, back in the days, the Lakers and the 76ers didn't get along, which makes Dr. J's comments even more remarkable.
Who do you think out of the guys from your generation, do you think Moses was probably the most underrated?
No, Moses is the most underrated because, Kareem is the greatest. I mean, in terms of centers all time, Kareem is the number one guy. In terms of players all time,
I'll take that.
Kareem is still the number one guy. He's the guy you got to start your franchise with.
Because you get 20 years.
You get 20 years, and you get leadership. You get excellence in terms of offensively and defensively, and figuring things out, and accomplishment. I mean, his numbers speak volumes.
Yeah.
And just because he had a bad attitude, there are a lot of people who disrespect him, but he never had a bad attitude with me. And, I met him back in 1970, and I don't think there's ever been a more potent weapon to step on a basketball court than Kareem Abdul Jabbar.
The next player on my list is Magic Johnson. Now, obviously, Magic played alongside Kareem, but he was asked to compare Kareem and Shaq and had the following to say.
Kareem Abdul Jabbar is the center.
You pick Kareem as number one. So tell me, what's the biggest difference? If Kareem at his best, Shaq against his, because my top five is close to yours except for one.
Okay.
Kareem at his best, minus you're obviously one, but Kareem at his best, Shaq at his best. Really? Tell me why. Shaq was a human specimen.
Yes, he was, and I like Shaq, but he was no Kareem Abdul Jabbar. This man could dominate you with both hands. When they have to change the game because of you, that's greatness.
Yeah.
And we have to remember, Kareem Abdul Jabbar won 3 national championships in a row in college. And it could have been 4.
I forgot about that. Damn. 3 straight years in college championship.
If freshmen were allowed to play, the man was just so dominant.
The next clip that we're going to take a look at is from my favorite NBA show, NBA Open Court, and they discuss the greatest signature moves in all time, and naturally, Kareem is one topic.
The sky hook. Yeah, Kareem Abdul Jabbar. Unbelievable. First of all, I'm surprised that nobody's ever done it, tries to do that shot.
Lots of other kinds of hooks, but no one's ever gotten the sky hook.
No one's got, but the thing about Kareem, when you look back at some of those games and those iconic moments where he hits those shots, I mean, he's hitting deep ones. I mean, he's hitting 15 feet. That sky
That's
hook.
crazy.
You know
Look at
you know what he's going to do. He's going to give you a little shoulder or whatever, but he's
from the free throw line. Come on, Kareem.
Going to that sky hook, and I don't know if there's ever a play or a shot in the history of the game that scored one as many points, and two was just you couldn't guard. You couldn't guard it, and he
really couldn't.
I'm just surprised that more big guys don't try to work on that shot. I know it takes a lot of finesse, a lot of touch, but it's one of those things that I'm even thinking, why did I work on that? I mean, that shot right there was unbelievable to defend.
I'll tell you what makes that shot so difficult to guard. First of all, you got a guy who's 7'2" with incredible balance. It takes a great balance to execute that type of shot and the fluidity to come through. Once you get up there, he's up there all alone. And there's no way you're going to block that shot. But
he's not going to block
he stayed within an area. You're talking about staying in that box. And that's what Kareem did. And it was just an unguardable shot. And again, a guy at 7'2" with that type of mobility, that type of talent, and athleticism at that size, he wasn't going to block it.
As a big guy, just to go big guy's back.
Yeah, you're not going to block. Nobody. Really 7'2". They got balance, mobility.
Battling with you, and you're going off one leg, the strength and the balance.
But I will say the space. But where's your shoulder pointed at?
Oh, at the basket.
Yeah, so when
at the basket.
And that's the whole key. Like with Kareem, he would get you, and then he had got so good at it, like all of you have, where, okay, I figured out, like, if I can't get my shoulder around, okay, now intellectually, right, I can now change and say, okay, I got to shoot it 2 more inches over here.
So, Scotty, I want to pick your brain. What do you think are some of the most unguardable moves you've ever seen or played against?
Let's see, who got the most points in the league? Kareem
Abdul
Jabbar.
The sky hook is the answer. That's the answer.
Okay, so this is my question. Why don't any players today develop that? If it truly is the most unguardable thing anyone's ever come up with, why aren't we seeing it? We've seen some sort of mid-baby ones, but no one who can really do it.
I think that shot kind of escaped the game, kind of left with the great one, because there's no one really teaches it. I've seen guys use jump hooks, but not the sky.
I never thought about that. Nobody really is teaching that shot. They're teaching everything else, but that shot. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Right.
He's tried to teach it.
I was going to say we had Kareem on the show quite a bit, which is awesome. And I mean, look, he said he's available, right?
Yeah. I mean, and secondly, Kareem was one of the greatest scorers in this game. So you have to be a scorer to even try to. The
level of good you have to be to even get there.
Accept that shot, you know.
The next player that we're going to take a look at is Micah Cooper, again a teammate of Kareem. He played for 11 seasons with Kareem Abdul Jabbar. Now, obviously, he watched Kareem day by day, so his opinion is a very valid one. Now, let's have a look.
I'm a huge LeBron James fan, but Allen Iverson, size-wise, the grit that he had and he brought to the game, who's yours?
You know, that's pretty tough because I've seen a lot of great players before I even got to playing, and then now that I have to go with Kareem Abdul Jabbar. He had the most unstoppable shot, could do a lot of things at a young age. Harvey, you had to get Kareem Abdul Jabbar.
Because when I played against all these guys, we hated them. We hated each other. And, you know, Kareem was like the greatest player I ever played against by far.
Do you miss Kareem?
Well, I miss not seeing him out there. As a person.
Yeah. He was a great player.
Oh, no question. The greatest.
Kareem Abdul Jabbar, number 33. Skyhook goggles.
He got him goggles on.
I
don't believe my eyes. What a play! What a pass to Cooper who scored.
Hey!
How did he see it?
I think that every team needs an anchor, and I think on that team he was their anchor.
Yeah, he really was.
It wasn't showtime with 30 seconds to go in a tie game. They're slowing the ball up and throwing it right into Kareem.
The ball goes into Kareem at 4. I don't think Kareem knows it. 3. Now he knows it. A 50.
Now he knows it.
It's into Kareem. Kareem swing left, right hand, 12.
You see that patience?
He was just the stabilizer and the foundation of their whole franchise and dynasty. Kareem was definitely a physical player, but he revolutionized the center position, I think, with his finesse. I think that it was unique to see a big man with so much finesse as he had. I remember him just making one of the toughest shots in the game, and that's the skyhook. He let you bump him, and he just took his time and took a step out and gave you a hook shot from 50.
That's crazy, man. Look how he shooting for him.
Unbelievable.
Oh, my. What a hook shot.
What a shot. They flipped it over his head, and the darn thing went right through.
That's crazy. And then it's not even an ugly shot when he shoots it. It's like it's perfect for him.
Kareem with a big pressure shot.
Big
I've never seen anyone make 2 skyhooks in a game. I've never seen that in the NBA. And actually, if you take a sky hook and miss it, someone will think you're not being serious because of how difficult that shot is. I think.
Do he have a chain on? I'm not gonna rewind it.
The unique thing about his sky hook is that he brings his arm all the way out, and with his wrist, he flicks it. And he doesn't cheat, where a lot of us just come up and try to guide the ball in. He really shoots the ball and follow through is like a jump shot.
In one of my recent episodes, I covered how Isaiah Thomas changed his mind about Michael Jordan from back in the days until today. So back in the days, Isaiah Thomas was 100% sure that Michael Jordan was the GOAT, but he changed his mind. Now, let's hear who's the greatest.
But the greatest player to ever play this game is Kareem Abdul
Kareem
Jabbar.
Abdul
We are dismissive of Kareem because every single stat that you throw up, he's at the top.
As some of you guys might know, I also have the Basketball Time Machine podcast, a show where I talk with former NBA players, and it's very interesting whenever I talk about Kareem Abdul Jabbar, no matter how big the superstar was, they were all at awe once it comes to meeting Kareem Abdul Jabbar.
And anytime people get a chance to be around him and learn and read stuff that he puts on paper, they should do it. Because to me,
he's a very intelligent man.
He's a very intelligent man.
Super intelligent.
He and Nate Archibald, obviously being from New York City, those were my two idols growing up. And he was the only person, honestly, that when I played in the NBA, I was in awe when I walked on the court.
But that was it. Why it just end like that? So I'm assuming it just ended like that. Yeah. So the video just ended like that, and I didn't do that. But anyway, Kareem, best player out there, man. Best player out there. Best center. I put like the best center. But he's still up there as far as like being the greatest of all time, with Michael Jordan, Will Chamberlain, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. But yeah, he is up there, man. He is up there. And let me know what y'all think about the video. Subscribe if you're new. And come back for more videos. And till next time, boy, keep smooth. I'm out.